Alright, so what's up everybody? My name is Paradoxic. This is going to be a fairly in-depth speedrun tutorial for what's generally considered the hardest level for new runners to learn, which is the Arc. We're going to be running on Legendary, just because I like Legendary. And if you've seen some of my other tutorials for Halo 3, you'll know this one is going to be significantly longer and more in-depth than the previous ones. I'm going to go over fast strats as well as good backup strats to know, and kind of go over some of the common errors that people make when they're learning these strats and they're trying to perfect them. So because this video is going to be so long, I'm going to link different sections in the video description below, so you can just search for whatever section you're having trouble with and find it in the video. So without further ado, let's begin. So when you begin this level, you start inside this Pelican, nice little ship. You're going to want to hold B as soon as you can, or during this cutscene, because B is, or for me, I'm playing a bumper jumper, B is the button to get in and out of a vehicle. And so if you hold that button, as soon as you gain control of your character will get out like that, as you can see. Super nice, super fast. This is compared to not holding B, which you will see is much slower. So I'm not going to hold B this time. I can't get out, I can't get out, I can't get out. And I can't get out until that point. So as you can see, it takes a little while. I'm going to show a good full game route for this. And so part of what you need to pay attention to at the beginning is where you jump. Because you want to make sure you get certain checkpoints at specific times. If you try and like jump right at the beginning here as you're getting out of the Pelican to get some cool slide jumps to save some frames, you're going to mess up the checkpoint cycles. So I'm going to intentionally just walk here so that I get that checkpoint right there. And getting that checkpoint almost 100% ensures that I'm going to get this checkpoint right here. So don't jump, walk wide. That checkpoint I just got. So that checkpoint is the one you want because it makes retrying this next section very easy. So right there. To get this slide jump off this rock, I jump when my feet hit the shade right here, the line. And then I hold forwards and slide jump off that rock. I didn't hit it that time. Let's try it again. I got a little one there. Okay. So in this next section, pay careful attention to how I snipe these brutes, because the way you snipe these brutes, so this is the fastest route. You're going to walk forwards, and as you fall like this, as you're falling off that, the scaffolding or the building there, you're going to want to shoot the far brute so that he staggers, like this, and then you line... Oh, I missed them both. So if you do it properly, both the brutes line up for a 2-for-1. And that is basically the fastest possible way to kill both of them. So wait till you're falling. Now, 1, 2, I missed, but I got them both there. Okay, and as you can see, one of them drops a brute shot. If you want to do the fastest strats in the game, or for this level at least, you're going to need to pick up that brute shot. And it can be really annoying because of weapon juggling. That can sometimes screw you over. So we're going to try to pick up the brute shot here. 1, 2, okay. Oh, a grunt suicided and I died. Oops. Oh, I didn't pick it up, as you can see. So that's what I'm talking about. And since I have a DC, I'm going to try and pick up the DC, because there's a strat later on that I want to use. So as you can see, I've spent a long time trying this, but because of this, the weapon, because of the items that I've got here, like this, where he drops the bubble shield over top of the brute shot, it's nearly impossible to pick up the brute shot. If I didn't pick up the DC, it would be easier because I'd be picking up the bubble shield and the brute shot at the same time. But as you can see, trying to pick up the brute shot is very hard. Okay, now as you run this way, you can shoot 2 there, and you need 1 shot remaining to take damage to shoot at those guys to scare them away. Now I'm waiting for a checkpoint here. Okay, so we get a checkpoint here. Now, this guy has noticed me, which isn't great, but the reason we want that checkpoint is because I'm going to show you the fast way first, and then we'll do the slower way. So the fast method is to keep your brute shot out, and we're going to go and throw a grenade right here at the base of this, jump on top of it, turn around, and do a grenade plus brute shot jump up onto this ledge right there. So let's see. There we go, got it. But it's hard to survive. And then you want to melee or shoot that guy so he doesn't kill you. And then you make it through this door. The other way is you're going to walk this way and take out that guy. And then go and jump on this antenna. And then jump off the antenna onto this cliff. Now that jump is harder than it looks. And you're going to get shot at by all these people here as you come up this way. Then you can throw a grenade to kill a bunch of things. Or not, doesn't matter. And then just melee or stick that brute, whatever you need to get him out of your way. And you make your way through this door as well. Now, you can get shot doing this strat, which is why it can sometimes be hard. But we made it through fairly easily there. Didn't look like it was much trouble. You're going to get a checkpoint here and a load here. Okay, so I'm going to showcase 2 different strats for this area. One of them is a strat which is just basically because we have... I'm going to show 3 strats actually. So because we have the DC, the fastest possible strat with the DC, if you get it right, is to DC launch to the ghost, which is basically like stupidly hard. So we're just going to shoot that guy to get him out of our way, and we're also going to shoot this grunt. Pick up the rockets, and we're going to come over here until we line ourselves up with this cliff and wait for a checkpoint. That checkpoint allows us to retry this DC launch as many times as we like. So that's pretty good. And then you just make your way over this way. If you're really good, you can actually hit that ghost there, but I missed him. Try it again. Soft launch. So that soft launch obviously means I'm not going to get there. One more time. Yeah. So as you can see, this is the hardest strat for this section. No one does this, not even the IL. And then go. Don't get shot. Don't die. So the other strat, let me double revert. The other strat for this section, or one of the other strats, is we're going to run in, and we're going to take a Mongoose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this guy. This is important. You have to kill this brute. Now we're going to switch the rockets here. Reload and switch back to your sniper and take this Mongoose. And now you need to take this driving path. Your path here is pretty important. It has to be just the right angle so that you maintain a high top speed to drive around this way. And now if you're doing this one, I suggest on OG, go all the way to the far, like this. Go all the way to the far one, and you can hijack them or whatever, it doesn't matter. And then make your way over here and over this way. I just need to kill myself a couple times to revert one more time. Okay, so the third method, and this is probably the easiest way to get through this section, the most consistent by far. We're going to shoot this brute just like we always have. Take out that, what's it called? That guy. And now we're going to go like we're setting up that DC launch, but instead we're going to aim just over the cliff, and we're waiting for the enemies to come up. Shoot one rocket to take that one out. Oops, I didn't mean to shoot that one. I'm doing Slasso strats. Shoot one rocket to take this guy out. And we're going to walk this way. So we're over this rock. Pick up a bubble shield or whatever you want. Get in the Prowler. And Prowler your way out of there. Depending on the position of this guy, you want to make sure that he's not facing the direction that you're coming. Whoops. So one. So we want to aim, yeah, so this is good with him running back this way, because now he's not going to be able to face us as we climb this hill. And you can survive quite a lot of hits with this, and just drive on this way, and we're going to go ahead and jack his ghost again, and do our regular driving route through here. Now, when you come upon these rocks, climb up this, and this is kind of hard for a lot of people. We need to make our way to this corner without falling down, like that. And then we just boost along here, and we're going to go over this corner. If you go too far in this direction, you're going to hit a trigger, which spawns a bunch of enemies over here. So we're intentionally trying to stay close to these little trees here, so that we don't hit that trigger somewhere over here, and spawn a bunch of enemies. If for some reason, so this is pretty common. Oh god, I'm gonna die. That's fine. Your last checkpoint's really far back if you do this. For a couple reasons, won't get into it. I might die here, just because of the way this is set up, because of my health. Okay, cool. So, sometimes, and this is pretty common, you go to make this corner, and you go, and you go, oh, crap, and you fall all the way down here. Don't fret. If you do fall down here, you can climb back up this rock. It takes a little bit of effort, but just come at it at the right angle. Make sure you lift the nose of your ghost, and you can climb back up here. And then make your way through here and around this corner. Now, as you come down here, we're about to start a section called Dawn Fight. This is arguably one of the hardest fights for people to learn. So I'm going to go through it slowly. I'm going to go through it step by step. I like to park my Ghost right here so that you're out of the shot range of this Wraith. And you're going to pull out your sniper rifle, and you want to aim right for this Brute's leg. If you're really fast, this Brute will not be in this position. He'll be walking from over there. So I use this box right here, and I just aim right on top of the left ear there. And then switch to your rockets, and you're going to rocket snipe him, essentially. Then get in the Ghost. And this looks scary, but it's not. We're just going to drive and kill this. Now, this guy often bugs out like this. He has a hard time hitting you. So as long as we... Easy peasy. You want to kill this guy. And we're going to walk up here. We're going to wait for some ghosts to come around the corner. There's one. Oops. Okay, whatever. I'm going to try that section again. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Your last checkpoint will either be here, where I am right now, during this fight, or it will be back at before you got the Prowler / when you were doing the Mongoose strats, way back in that other area. There's no checkpoints in this area if you go fast, because we skip that trigger. So again, sniper, aim above the ear where that Brute is, snipe one, get in, we're going to blow up the turret. Oh god, so sometimes he doesn't bug out, and that does happen, but it's very rare for him to actually kill you. So, one. Two. We're gonna snipe this guy because we used a rocket already on the Prowler. And now these guys are gonna come up behind us, but we're really just focused on getting... Oh, I didn't kill him. We're really focused on getting these ghosts because they'll mess you up hard. We want to kill this guy too, but he's not cooperating. Good. And now we're just gonna run up and take out these guys here. Now the Brutes are coming up behind us like this, so we need to be careful of them, or at least cognizant. And this is where everyone always dies when they do this fight, is generally trying to deal with the Brutes as they come back. So what we're going to do here to make things slightly easier is take out some of the Brutes before we make our way down. I wouldn't actually recommend this strat, but if you're having trouble clearing the Brutes, this is how to do it. So we're going to shoot one. This is an old way to clear this section. Reload our rockets. We're going to take out this gunner. And then from here, jump on this rock, and we can take out as many Brutes as we want. Only take out 2 Brutes, because if you take out more, it's going to mess with the spawning patterns of the ghosts. So that was good. Now we make our way down, and we're going to blow up this turret, like so. You'll notice there's no turret guy to mess with us. We can take our time. And we're going to wait here. Let's snipe this guy. We're going to wait for ghosts to come around this corner. There's one. We're waiting for a second one. There's 2. Taking those ghosts out is important because they'll mess with you later. Grab a plasma pistol, and we're going to use a plasma pistol to take out one of these. We want him to die like this because we need to kill one of them, like so, and kill another one, like so. Just keep an eye. Yeah, you don't want the Brutes to pick up these ghosts, which is one of the reasons why doing the fast version is easier than doing that version I was talking about where you kill the brutes in between. So we're going to do the fast version because the brutes are less likely to pick up the ghosts. So we're going to aim here. One rocket. Take that guy out. Load the rockets as we walk up to this guy. Take that guy out. I'm going to turn around, shoot some brutes. I got super lucky with that. Wait here for ghosts to come around the corner. 1, 2. Take that guy's thing. Take 1 here. We're going to take out this wraith. Take out this other wraith. I'm going to use a FRG+nade here. So I can turn around and focus on the brutes. I see one. He picked up a ghost. Okay, I sniped him. That should be all of them. And so there's a checkpoint. And now, when that checkpoint happens, it means that you've completed that and it's ready for the next sequence to come in. We're going to pick up some fuel rod. And there's a look trigger. So if you look at the sky, it makes the dawn come in faster. Otherwise, you can waste like 20 seconds. I'm just going to give you a warning. When the dawn comes in, it's going to cause all these things to fly around like that. Those will kill you if you get splattered by them. It's fairly easy to get splattered. I'm going to kill myself because I'd like to show you, like, I need to do the other ways of clearing dawn clear. This method of dawn clear is called the chopper strats. You're going to drive your ghost over here. It's a good idea to blow up your ghost because then enemies can't use it on the way back. And we're going to take this chopper. Now, this is slow, but very consistent. You shouldn't die using this technique. We're literally just going to sit here and spam the chopper from back here. With the chopper, the chopper actually fires faster if you rapidly press the right trigger instead of holding it down. So holding it down, it fires about this speed. But if you time, there you go. If you time your shots correctly, you fire more quickly when you're pressing rapidly. I'm going to get out and snipe some brutes while we're here. And as you inch forward, you'll notice that these ghosts are going to come farther forwards as well. I think I can take him out from here. Yeah, easy. And I'm looking for the second ghost. I know he exists somewhere around here, but I don't. There he is. He's over there. Oh, there's a nice little grunt there, too. If you're doing this method where you're going real slow here, you actually should get a checkpoint after taking out both ghosts. Oh, no, I didn't want that brute. Go away. Good. And now you can just actually stand back here and take out this. You have to be careful if you don't kill these fast enough. There you go. If you don't kill these fast enough, they'll turn around and fire on you, like so. And they'll kill you. So these power drains are being thrown by the other brutes, which are over here. There's also a fuel rod grunt because we didn't do that that rocket snipe at the beginning, like we did with the other strats. But yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you get the idea. Using the chopper, not letting the brutes get in your chopper. Get out. And then killing all of these using the chopper. Pretty baby strats. They work really, really well. and you're not likely to die doing it. But you're not likely to die using the other strats either. Ultimately, this is a very, very, very hard fight to get good at. It takes a lot of practice to be able to do, and that's all I can really say about this fight, is that once you find a strat, you know, either of these that I've chosen or make your own variation, you'll just need to practice it a lot. I would recommend learning the fastest one because I think it's the easiest. That's the general rule in this game, is that the faster you go, the easier it is. But I appreciate that it may be hard for some people, so. Make sure we take out these guys. 1, 2, 1, 2. I know that the brutes are going to get in that. There's the checkpoint. So,
Commander, bring her down.
Roger that. Beginning my descent.
So I want this, and I'm going to show 3. So I'm not going to bother showing the tank method because there's a newer, better method now. Yeah, there's a newer, better method now for this section than just taking the tank. It's called tank teleport. It's pretty easy to do, and you're not really going to die. It's full game viable. You need to make sure you have the weapons you need for the next section, which are the fuel rod. I didn't want that to happen. I want that ghost. So, the tanks are coming down right now. What we're going to do is we're going to drive all the way over to this area here because we want these enemies to come out of this tunnel. Like so, we're going to bait them out. So they're coming, they're going to shoot at us, don't die. You're going to make your way back this way, and we're actually going to drive the ghost up this wall so that we kind of go out of bounds a little bit. And what this is going to do is it's going to trigger a script in the game that's meant to keep the tanks close to you. There we go. So as you can see, the tanks are nowhere to be found. They're not where they used to be. And that's because we've teleported them. And we have teleported them all the way past this beginning section to this fight area over here. And they've actually killed all of our enemies for the most part, which is super nice. And you can simply get out, hop in a tank, and do the rest of the level like you would with the tank. And this is probably the best... Yeah, this is the best method with the tank. Because it skips that beginning section. I think it saves maybe something like 30 seconds. And there's not really much to say about using the tank. You just need to don't miss your shots like I did there. If you feel like you need to slow down, slow down. It's not a big deal. Like here, you can slow down and stop and just take out the ghosts at your leisure. Wait. There's one. There's another. You'll get checkpoints all the while. It's very nice, this tank teleport method. And perfect. And now when you get to this part, you're going to need to shoot all of them in this order. You want to hit 3 shots on that guy, 3 shots, or 4 shots on that guy. 4 shots. 4. Hide underneath this for a sec as you move forwards, and you're going to want, you wait until this spawns, and you need to hit him 5 times in the body, or 3 times in the engine. I recommend just doing the early body shots because they're more consistent than trying to hit the engine. And you can take out the turret while you're here, take out these choppers. You'll need to take out the ghosts as well, like so. Come up here, clean, oops, I missed the chopper, or the turret. You'll need to take out the last shot on this Phantom, or that Wraith, if you only hit it with 3 shots the time before. And then that loading done is the trigger you want to make sure you hit. And our gunner was very nice and took out that Wraith for us. So as long as you've taken everything out there, you're pretty solid. You're good to go, and Spark should open the door for you in no time. Take this chopper, and away you go. So that method that I just did there, the tank teleport method, and the ensuing Spark fight, is the most consistent, fast, full game method for that section. There is another strat called Out of Bounds Tankless, which I will edit in right after this. Alright. So, we're going to be performing something called Out of Bounds Tankless. This is an incredibly difficult strat. Very advanced, and I wouldn't recommend trying this unless you're going for the IL. We're going to do a fast version of Dawn Clear, but we need to keep track of where the ghosts are as we do the clear, because we need to take one ghost when the dawn is coming down, and we need to be in position when the dawn is actually on its way down, because we need to abuse the animation of the dawn coming down to do a trick. So I know where the ghosts are. I'm hoping that I can do this. You'll notice I picked up a brute shot. I'm gonna need a brute shot for this trick. So you need a brute shot. You can pick it up now or pick it up later. It doesn't matter. And I was hoping that that wouldn't happen. So you need a brute shot, and if you're trying to do the IL, you also probably want a fuel rod gun here. So I just got the checkpoint. We're going to try and pick up fuel rod. And you need to be in this position when this music starts. So you'll notice how I kind of floated. That timing is very precise. And as long as you do this correctly, you will get out. So I've actually broken 1 barrier. I'm now out of bounds. You'll notice I jumped before I got in the ghost. I'm not totally sure if that's absolutely required, but it seems to make breaking this first barrier here more consistent. So the next challenge is you need to now get this ghost through another elastic barrier. And the elastic barrier is quite large. It runs all the way over to that wall, essentially. Now, the reason we picked up the brute shot is because the brute shot is very good at moving the ghost. As you can see, you can kind of walk into it, but it doesn't move very much. But if we shoot over... Oh god, that was terrible. If we shoot over here, we can kind of move the ghost like that. However, you'll notice you only have a finite number of shots with the brute shot that you can move before the ghost blows up. It's going to blow up on that one. Sorix was kind of giving me some hints, saying if you walk into the ghost while you're getting out of the ghost, it makes moving the ghost easier. You also kind of want to figure out how far away from the ghost you can shoot while still moving it, because the closer you shoot to the ghost, the more damage you do to the ghost with each hit. So that was a really good one. Let's see if I can get another one. So that's the kind of stuff... Oh god, it's going to go too far. So that's the kind of shots you want to get. I don't know if this will work. I think it might. Yeah, so there we go. So we got it outside the barrier, and now we're free to roam. You're going to take this path that I'm taking here. Drive up over this hilltop around here. Be careful, make sure you stay to the right of this invisible blank section. And you're going to come over this way. Now, you can't just drop down right off this cliff because you will die. So instead, you need to come this way until you hit the load, and then drop down here. Like so. Now, you'll notice there's no enemies at the spark area. And we actually skipped basically all of those enemies over there, and the Wraith and all that jazz. But you'll notice they're going to load in as we drive into this section. Doing Spark Fight the fastest way without a tank is difficult because it requires you to line up a very long-range fuel rod shot. I'm not going to go over that strat. I'm going to go over basically the easiest way to do Spark Fight tankless, which is to steal a Wraith. So as I come in, you'll see the enemies spawn. There we go. Okay, so here's another option for this fight, is you can drive around to the right here and do a fuel rod jump up into this section to get an early phantom kill. However, I'm just going to warn you, nothing about any of this strat is easy at all. That jump is hard. This is hard. Getting this right.
Yeah, well, you're all so our ticket through this wall. So if you don't mind...
I don't think... I didn't kill the Phantom. Or not Phantom. The Wraith, as you can see. So it's still alive. You can kill it. And then once you've killed it, you can take this... what are they called? Chopper. And blow these guys up. I think these chopper strats are probably the easier method of playing this. However, you still have to... Oh my god. You still have to deal with the ghosts over there. So I like to kill it, get in this Wraith, and then use this Wraith for this section. I think it makes it easier. You're still going to have to contend with the ghosts. And the ghosts are going to come around the corners here. They're by this rock. Getting this fight done well is difficult without a tank. So this is one of those things where you're going to need to practice a lot. And there is a trigger. Let me just get some ammo. You need to get back over to the doorway here. In order to trigger Spark to come in and open the doorway. This door is on a timer, and the timer runs down based on a certain number of factors, one of them being how many enemies are left alive. There's still a chopper alive, so the door will not open instantaneously. I don't know if I can get him. But there you go. See, the door is just finished opening. And then you continue on with the level. Now, once you're at the spark door, you want to simply make your way through and boost down to the bottom here and look into this corner. And what we're doing is we're making it so that Spark can teleport to the door behind us. If you get far enough away from Spark, he will teleport to where you are, but he won't teleport if the area he's supposed to teleport to is in your field of view. Okay. Just because of the setup I have right here, I'm going to get rid of my deployable cover. And we're going to perform the main different techniques, the different Scarab Board strats. When you enter this room, stay back here for a sec until these doors open a little bit. And you're going to boost over this rock and you're going to get a checkpoint right there. Now your goal is to try and make it through this section, oh that's bad, as fast as possible. The reason you want to get through this section as fast as possible is because the Scarab coming down, oh god, oops. You want to make it through this section as fast as possible because the Scarab coming down is tied to a load that you hit higher up, basically. And if you go fast enough, you can make it from one load to the next load really quickly. So this is the fastest, well, arguably the fastest method. It's not the easiest. You want to get into the center building and pick up a Grav lift. And you want to get over here before the Scarab comes down. I like to throw my Grav lift right where the shadows meet in this corner here. And then as the red dot passes over you, you jump up and land on the Scarab. And kill it and go. Now, that's not very nice because the Wraith destroyed my chopper, but that's fine because we're going to do the next type of board, which is a fuel rod board. This method is extremely consistent if done correctly. So it's a kind of like a fan favorite, definitely. We're going to park our chopper kind of roughly, it's going to look arbitrary, but it's roughly here. And that's the position we're going to be at when we get off the Scarab, which is why we park it there. We go back to where the shade meets the ground, where these two rocks are. And as soon as the red dot passes over our head, we jump up and into the belly of the Scarab. We're going to run around to the back and kill the Scarab. Oh god. So the Wraith killed our chopper. The next chopper you can get is inside this building here. But as you can see, we have a battalion of fuel rodders that are trying to kill us, as well as choppers. So getting to the extra chopper is kind of difficult. As long as you walk and strafe properly, you're fine.
I saw that explosion from orbit. Truth's fleet lies in ruin. Find where the liar hides, so I may place my boot between his gums.
And make your way out. This method I'm taking here, this route, oh god. You should never die taking this route, but it is possible. Nice, get a checkpoint. And then you're simply going to climb up the side of this building, like so. And we're going to drop down on top of the Spire. Now, you have to be careful when you do this. We're going to get out of the chopper as we fall to reset our fall timer. I've never fallen that far. Interesting. Oh my god. There we go. If you don't get out of the chopper as you fall, you're going to die. So make sure you get out of the chopper. We need to kill this guy, because otherwise he'll mess with us. And now we simply wait for this guy to come in, and we need to kill we need to kill the far Marine right there. So the easiest way is to throw a plasma-nade right as he gets out, and it kills him. And that's going to skip dialogue for later. I'm going to edit in another type of Scarab Board after this, so you can see the other method as well. Okay. We're going to perform Sorix's Frag Grenade and Fuel Rod combo Scarab Board. This is by far the hardest Scarab Board to do. It's very easy to kill yourself, and it's hard to get the positioning and timing right for it as well, but it is the fastest method by far. And you don't have to go pick up a Grav lift, which is nice because it means you can keep a bubble shield. So we wait here for the Scarab to pass over our head, and we do a fuel rod and frag grenade jump at the same time to land straight up here, and we can then simply just drop down, grab our chopper, and make our way over to the next area. The positioning for it, I like to do the same position that was done for the Grav lift, just a little bit farther back. But again, this is ludicrously difficult, this board. So I only recommend it if you're going for world record. You'll see, I probably won't land this one. That's how hard it is.
Heads up, Marines. You got trouble. Armor, warm up. Hit 'em where it hurts.
So I'm going to park this guy right there. We're going to walk in an arc so that this guy doesn't shoot it, land us. Right where the shadow corners meet, we're going to go here, and as he passes over, throw a grenade and jump. And we're up. And I got it. Go grab our chopper, and away we go. So as you can see, this is very fast, but it is hard to pull off. Once you do get the timing down, and once you do get the positioning, it can be very rewarding. But it's not super necessary unless you really are going for a world record.
Not bad, Spot. I saw that explosion.
One thing to note for MCC runners is you'll notice, if I turn around, I think you can see it. Where is it? So see this Pelican that's coming in right now? That Pelican loaded when I completed killing the Scarab. Now, that Pelican's going to sit right there. On MCC, that Pelican will not come in until you kill 2 Jackals, or at least 2 enemies, on this area of the Spire. On OG, it's much easier, but on MCC, you will find, and people complain about it all the time, that that Pelican won't load in properly. The best way to ensure you get the load on Legendary is to get to that Spire as fast as possible and kill 2 Jackals, at which point the Pelican will load in and begin to come down. The other thing, I won't bother killing the Scarab again, but I'll just show. You notice, in the last part, you noticed how the Pelican was sitting there in the air, waiting above the middle structure. In order to trigger the Pelican to move forward, you have to reach the top of this ramp right here. Once I hit that loading done, that's on my screen there, once that loading done occurs, the Pelican will move from that position over to here, and you can kill the Marine. Okay, so now that we've killed the enemy, we skipped all the dialogue. We're going to start the interior of the tower. Now, this is a very hard section. There's two rooms in particular that are very difficult to get through without dying. The nice thing is, there is always going to be a, whatchamacallit, one of these guys. There's always going to be a sentinel beam here. So what I recommend is to take the sentinel beam with you, along with the fuel rod gun. The sentinel beam has one of the strongest melees in the game. Now, when you melee this pissing brute, he can sometimes drop a bubble shield. We got very lucky in that we got a bubble shield, and it's going to make surviving this next section much easier. If you can play the entirety of the level basically from Spark Fight, and try and pick up a bubble shield wherever you can during that section. Now, this is a good strat. You wouldn't do this for ILs, but if you crouch here and wait, you're almost guaranteed to get that checkpoint, which makes surviving this next room much more reasonable. So this is one of the rooms that is pretty ridiculous to survive. This is where the bubble shield comes in handy, is for that section right there. The more enemies you kill, the easier it is to survive this room. Look at that. I'm gonna get shot at by that guy. You can see them on your radar. So there you go, made it through the room, and we hit the trigger. Trigger, button. Now, for the next part, you basically need to get down to this area. However, if you just jump off, there's a death barrier, which is really annoying, because it would have been such a cool strat. So, instead we have to make our way through the interior. You can crouch at this door to get basically a guaranteed checkpoint, because this next section is an RNG hell room. You'll notice, actually, when I ran through this door, if I'm holding the fuel rod, the grunts on my left, most of them freak out. So this effect is due to something called a scariness factor. And the scariness factor of a weapon can change how enemy AI respond to you holding that weapon. So, for example, if I do it holding the sentinel beam,
I will help your sergeant clear the skies.
They don't freak out, and they shoot at me, and they kill me. And a lot of them throw grenades. I'll do it again so you can see.
I will help your sergeant clear the skies.
There you go. That grenade is really what kills you. So you always need to walk into this room holding the fuel rod gun. It's going to make it way easier, because those guys leave you alone. After that, it does... Oh, God. After you get through those grunts, it doesn't matter what weapon you're holding.
I will help your sergeant clear the sky.
But you want them to freak out. It makes the rest of it easier. This, in particular, this section right here, with these 3 brutes, is where you will die a ton. We're going to try and... it's a good idea to try and take out the brutes if you can, but it is very hard to do. So that's one. You'll notice how I kind of walked close to him and he tried to melee me. That's what you want to have happen. Because if he melees you, he's not going to shoot at you. So that was really good. This is going to be okay. But see, I jumped too high there. Oh, I still made it. He can chase you sometimes as well. This is a strat I've thought about doing, but I've never made work, which I really want to, because it would be super cool. Which is... See, now I'm not going to survive the jump. If you have enough health when you enter that room, you can, in theory, just jump over these brutes. Like so. Up into those little alcoves above his head. I've never thought about seeing if it makes the game any more consistent, but... Like so. It might be more consistent, but getting that jump is hard, and sometimes you'll still get shot at.
I will help your sergeant clear the sky.
Oops. Don't do that, because that's gonna kill you in a lot of cases. So he's chasing me now, in case you can't tell. Okay, last one.
I will help your sergeant clear the sky.
Alright, this is the camo room. It's helpful to switch to your Sentinel Beam here, and the Sentinel Beam works really well for taking out these camo brutes. The camo brutes, if you play this section correctly, are always going to be in basically the same spot, which is useful. So you can simply memorize their locations, and you won't have to worry about them being camoed, because you know where they are. Switch to this. Oh, he's moving! One. The other one's in this corner. Two. The other one's going to be up here. Three. And the other one's going to be on this side. Four. They're always going to be in roughly those same positions. Okay. Now, there are two jackals here. If you only kill one of the jackals, the other jackal will make its way down into the next section and delay the load at the end of the level. If you kill both jackals, you'll be fine and you won't get a delayed load. And if you kill neither jackal, you'll be fine because they'll stay in that room. So I recommend killing both or none. Okay, now we get a checkpoint here, always. The way this fight works is that these brutes on the outside are always going to just stand there and watch you fight this chieftain. And the chieftain won't attack until you get down into the center with him. See, as you can tell, they're not moving. So what we do is when we get this checkpoint, we can just take these brutes out while they're busy doing their thing. Like so. Did I miss one? Oh, I missed one. And we don't want him to berserk. We want him to run at us. Oh god, he's stuck on a slope. And when you kill this chieftain, these guys will spawn in this there's two of them. I only killed one of them. They will spawn in that area. Once you kill both of them, you'll get the loading done. And that loading done means that you finish the level. You'll hear Johnson's dialogue, and you're good to go. If you stand too far back, you won't be able to finish. You have to stand a certain distance that way. And if you stand too far forwards, actually, as well, you won't be able to finish the level. So I recommend just standing right at the top of the ramp. Right here works pretty well. As you can see, the level's about to end. So there you have it. That's the basics of the running Halo 3's The Ark on Legendary. I hope this has been somewhat useful to you in learning the Legendary route. Don't be discouraged if you die a lot. It's normal. I think in making this tutorial, I had to edit out like at least 150 deaths. So you'll die on this level. It's fine. This level and the next level after it, the Covenant, are the two hardest levels in the game. So all I can say is practice the strats, practice the game, and as you get better, you'll find this level in particular becomes easier and easier. So thanks. See you around.